All right. Well, we're live.
Mm.
So spin
I'm
the
yawning.
spin the roulette wheel. Welcome to Films in Black and White, everybody. How are you all feeling? Happy fall, y'all. We made it. We're finally getting some cooler weather, which is exciting on multiple fronts. But it's a great Monday to
That
be
is true.
here.
It was
It's
such a quick shift of weather too.
it was like a snap of the finger is what it
Yeah, it
was.
was very, very quick.
But we are, I mean, Brian is in the middle of doing some things, so maybe he's here, maybe he's not. The important thing is we are here. We've got some people who are watching us who are here. So very excited. Very, very excited. No. Like not in your house, like on the live stream. Like there's
All right.
there's
Well,
nobody there. I don't see anybody behind the curtain
all
or
right.
a
Almost
camera or anything.
grabbed a little pew pew.
Could you imagine the hilarity of like I said, like, hey, thanks to those who are watching, and you just start firing like randomly.
Yeah. You got to keep it safe. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is gonna be kind of like a potpourri news episode. We got a little of this, a little of that
It's
we're gonna get
gamesy.
into. Yeah, it's gonna be a little gamesy.
Mhm.
Might have to pivot our games a little bit, but that's okay. We'll change some things up. But
Oh, yeah.
Marcus, in order to do this well, in order to do it right, gonna make sure
Mhm.
everybody's welcome to this space. So, Anime Poppy, how you feeling, sir?
Feeling good, feeling animated. The
Okay.
Dakota Days is over.
There you go,
And I'm
rear view,
here.
baby.
You know what I mean? Happy Native Americans Day. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day today. You know what I mean? On Monday, breaking the movie magic, but that's way more important. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I'm
There you
here.
go.
That's
Yeah.
it. I'm here.
How
Nothing
was
special.
how was the remainder of your weekend, sir? Like
It was
you had a crazy week. Recap the week for the people. Like
oof,
how on the whole, how did it go?
on the whole, it was good. It was a great week. We had events every single day that week, to some capacity, whether it was a large scale or small scale, put on by the student committee, and I advised the student committee. It was just they did a really good job. I'm just really proud of them. They show up, they show out. Not that you're surprised, but when you see them do it and they put it together, put the pieces together. This was probably every day this week. I was very proud of them. And to be honest, I think that the one event that feels like an automatic like win is the street dance.
Mhm.
Like that was probably last on my list of like successful events, only because the other ones went really, really well. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
sure. Yeah. Like
And so it was
victim of
dope.
circumstance in terms of
Yeah,
the rankings, right? Like
yeah.
it was all great. And so
Yeah, that
like
one is your certified win for the week. If
yeah.
everything else went wrong, your street dance would be like, yeah, for sure, certified win. And then Saturday just felt like a goddamn movie beginning to end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you felt it throughout Vermilion. I was like up at 5 a.m. We were up at 5 a.m. to help, get the parade started. And then you go from there, for me personally, go in to start hosting the football game and then doing that. And then we went out and had some drinks afterwards, at the W. Shout out to the W. Shout out to Haley Warren and Dante Warren, the
Absolutely.
Warrens, for opening that up in town. So that was it. You know what I mean? That's what we did.
Good. Yeah, it had that like quintessential Midwest homecoming vibe
Yeah,
this
for sure.
weekend. Like it
For sure.
was I didn't see like I mean, granted we were out and about on Saturday, but I didn't see like too much like craziness around. Like obviously like people were out and they were celebrating a win and celebrating homecoming, but just felt like things were just firing on all the right cylinders, which is a great way to do it. So I also happy Indigenous Peoples Day. My AKA this week is land back for that
Land
very reason.
Love that.
Let's
Love that.
let's right some wrongs here, people.
There we
like
go.
it's let's move past what our history book has told us and maybe start to critically think and just look at what we need to look at. So that's what we got.
I love, love that.
Yeah,
Love
I'm all
that.
about it. I'm all about it.
All about that. How was your week, Doug?
Good. I mean, things were good. So like we went to obviously the university had this today off, and then the kids had Friday off because we had parent teacher conferences. So those went well. Got to check in with Harrison and Harper's teachers, so they are doing right where they need to be, which is always great. And so where things are at there. And so they're doing well. We're happy that they're doing well. And then on top of that, Brian is just getting himself set up. So I'll keep telling you about my week, and then we'll introduce him here. But glad that he's here. So and then on Saturday went to the parade. Shout out to Marcus and to the Dakota Days committee and just the university for a great parade. They did an awesome job.
131 participants.
Oh, that's a lot.
At you, and it seemed like it was flowing well.
Yeah,
they just went what they needed to do. And then the other thing that I was going to say is after that we went to a pumpkin patch. Like we were in fall mode.
Oh damn! Right after the parade.
Nice.
After the parade, we went home, cleaned up a little bit, then we went to a pumpkin patch.
Why didn't you go to the game?
Here's the thing. We knew we had to go to Sioux Falls on Sunday. We only have so much goodwill with the kids of being like, hey, I need you to sit here for an extended period of time.
Okay.
So
yeah, for sure.
Brittany and I both are like, we could go to the game. And then we sort of were like, yeah, but we got to ask him to sit in the car for like an hour tomorrow and then like be patient as we're in and out of stores. Let's not cash that check.
Yeah,
let's hold off on cashing that. And we went to the pumpkin patch, but then we got back and we watched the second half of the game on TV, which was good because we were all tired. So we could kind of just like zone out. So it was awesome. So it was a great Saturday. It was a great weekend. And so, yeah, it's just absolutely thrilling. We got to finish Harry Potter Part 7. So I do have a short presentation. That's not a presentation, but I do have a short position I would like to take. And in that vein, Brian Roush, aka Order the Phoenix himself. How you feeling, sir?
Here to fight for it.
I'm so happy to be here with my guys. Yeah, I'm ready to have some hot takes about Harry Potter. I actually had one outsourced to me from Maggie, so I have one to share from her as well.
Great. Double trouble, bitch.
There's two of them coming. No, I had the day off, but it was super busy just doing I did done like family and house stuff. I went for a run too, so I was on the move. I was on the move a lot today. So happy to be here with my guys and start talking some movies.
Moving and shaking around the house. I want to shout out Maggie for two reasons. One, we were given like this is some inside baseball, but like Marcus and I were given a preview of a Halloween costume that looks so
fire.
It's just
oh my gosh.
She did this Scarlet Spider costume she put together is just top shelf.
And they better come in a 5X, 4X, 3X.
I need a large. Marcus needs a 5X.
I need a big and
so
tall.
He needs a big and tall.
I want a 5X so when I wash it, I can wear it again. I just want to make that.
No, that makes sense. That tracks. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm just walking around wearing them. Never mind.
No, you're fine. Hey, I'm not here to. We're not here to judge anybody.
That's a joke. Just keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we have. We are so Roman's gonna take one too.
Okay.
Correct.
I'll just let her know.
Place the coffee.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. That's how you can earn the decades of coffee, Brian.
The decades at this point. Yeah, it's compounding.
And then also, like, you were doing some Halloween decoration, Brian?
There was an attempt.
Okay.
So for some people, you may on your socials, you might be scrolling videos, and you might see this one craft if you're in this filter bubble of like people basically buying these candles that are hung by like fish wire essentially from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then they'll light up like Harry Potter candles. I'm on topic today.
You're very on brand today.
Yeah, exactly. And essentially this would make it look like you would turn them on with magic. There's a remote. Yes, you could open up a coffee shop with the interest accrued. I'm just going to keep pushing that out as long as possible. I'm going to keep the bit going as long as possible. But yeah, so the idea was that we would get basically this giant cardstock and then we would get this material that looks like clouds and we'd stick it on there. And then put the whole thing on the ceiling so it looked like it was like thundering and lightning from the ceiling. And there was, the Harry Potter candles. And we ran into some difficulties with adhesive. And gravity, just straight up gravity. And so I like being transparent about it because I feel like a lot of times when you see stuff like that on social media, you're like, oh my gosh, like they did that. It looks so easy. I could never do that. And it's like, no, we're actively trying it and it's very difficult. So like we thought we could get this done in a day. We could not. So we're gonna try some other stuff. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, there's LED lights in there and stuff like that and whole bunch of other stuff. So we gave it a good college try.
Well, you know what, Brian, I'm glad that you're very open and honest about your struggles because to be honest, that's been a dream of mine to put right above here, like a cloud setup.
Yeah.
I am running into, so now that we've painted and we're putting things back, Brittany and I are starting to like run into like because this is both an office as well as a podcast studio, but it's primarily a second bedroom.
Yeah,
and
of course.
So
yes.
I am trying to like, hey, I have some comic books I want to put in frames and hangs up. She's like, okay, how many? And I'm like, what do you mean how many? That's my office. Like, I'm going to put up what I need to put up. She goes, yeah, but it is predominantly an extra bedroom, not a space for a man child.
I don't want to. Whoa.
Hey.
Well, first of all, hold on. I have no say so in that house because I don't have anything to do with that house, and so I don't mean to cause division.
No. Your opinion is valued and appreciated.
However, I feel like if it is a second guest bedroom, they are a guest in your house.
That's how I feel about it.
So they should. It would be like if I came to visit Brian and the only place for me to sleep was the place that he recorded his podcast with the wallpaper on both sides. Guess what? I'm sleeping right underneath that wallpaper because I am a guest in that house. Yeah. That's how I would. If anybody came to stay with me, the projector room is my little media room.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gonna have to. You just gotta eat that.
What? Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
I was gonna play this song. I was gonna play this song for Roman.
This is so great.
That's excellent. That's excellent, Marcus.
I've never heard that song before. So
that's
incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
Nikki, what are we getting at here?
I'm firing up Google Docs right now.
I'm not really sure.
I have
a really want us to answer?
I mean, do you want me to answer honestly, or is this?
Yeah,
is this a?
Is this?
I mean, we'll find out. She's on Twitch, so that could be like a Twitch specific question.
It could be a very Twitch specific thing.
So you start first in case they scam us.
Vestin's in the chat. Why she got to be getting at something? I mean,
now there's two people from Twitch. All right, listen, I don't want any problems.
All right.
So here's my go-to
women supporting women.
That's fine. Hey, I'm all here for it.
From what it seems, you know.
All right, let's get it going.
I don't know the name brand. Like we use an eco-friendly laundry detergent that doesn't come in one of those big jugs.
Same.
I couldn't tell you what it was called, but that's just where we're at. Do we honestly have a list for this now?
Honestly, honestly, can you give your top three? And then in your top, for one, give me your favorite brand of detergent. All right. We said this is going to be a gamesy episode. Everybody hang with us. We're going to be playing some games today. Give me your favorite detergent. Then for the second answer, you have to give me pod or scoop or liquid, right? So pod, powder, or liquid. Okay. And then the last one, favorite, what's the dryer?
Dryer sheets?
Dryer sheet. What's your favorite scent? Give me your favorite scent, not brand.
Well, okay, we don't use dryer sheets.
Oh, that's fine. That's a good answer. That's a fine answer too.
I'm just making sure. We don't. I mean, we use. So, I mean, if we're getting into this, like we use these balls that catch static in the dryer.
Oh, yeah, the lint balls.
Yeah, we use those.
Yeah, we just use those too. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't use the dryer sheet either. But I mean, this eco-friendly is nice. We have like a sandalwood scented one. I don't remember what the hell it's called.
Start with question number one. Go in order.
You asked me to rank them, didn't you?
No. I said number one, you give me your favorite brand. For question number two, you give me pod, powder, or liquid. And three is your favorite dryer sheet smell.
Look, my favorite is whatever I'm using now. I don't know what it's called, but it's what I'm using now. Okay. We bought it in bulk. I could tell you what the picture looks like on the little like carton, but I don't know what the fuck it's called. I was the one who was the advocate for it too. I told Brittany, I was like, I want to switch detergents. I'm tired of that giant jug sitting in there.
Is it powder? Is it liquid? What is it?
It's a liquid. It's a liquid. And currently
natural musk.
it's a sandalwood scented type of situation.
That's fancy. Do you use that for everybody, or is that just you?
Yes, we use that for everybody.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's concentrated, so like you just use like
a little bit,
like an ounce, and it does like 2 loads. So it's awesome.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
What do you prefer, pod, powder, or liquid?
Me?
Yeah.
Liquid.
Okay.
Liquid.
Okay.
Pod was great, but sometimes I found like, because sometimes you throw all your laundry in there at the end, and what are we doing right now? Like, what are we like?
Hey,
can I ask
the audience asked the
I'm
question,
appreciated.
And this is
Am
engaging with the chat. This is what the young people do.
What's happening?
This is what the young people do this is what the younger generation does. They engage with the people on.
Did you all like collaborate to prank me?
I don't know. I don't know
living in this now?
Put your W's in the chat.
I came here late.
W-dubs in the chat.
Look, do you know how many lists we do about like comics and stuff? I love this for us. I love that we're bringing our talents to detergent, because the other thing about this that's also making me laugh is we're very opinionated. Way more opinionated about this than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, we're gonna get more discussion out of this than the Joker review. I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's getting close. It's getting very close. Well, there's my answer. While you all answer, I'll go in the other room and figure out what the fuck it's called. Now it's gonna bother me.
I can't wait for Brittany to be like, "Aren't you doing pod?"
Yes, I am doing podcast, but
there's a very important question.
People are demanding what I use.
Fine. What do you think your superhero's favorite detergent is? Like, do we need to make it into that? Like, I don't. Come on. Like, this is answer human question.
All right, Marcus, you go.
Okay, fine. That's fine. I feel like I switch often. Right now, I'm looking at a giant liquid thing of Purex. Of like the Purex brand.
Okay.
Tide Pods would be like me as a man, as a bachelor, the easiest for me to just toss some shit in a washing machine. It's probably my go-to.
I get it.
Super easy. I am a fan. I don't have, like, when it comes to sensitive skin, like for detergent, I don't have that. When I was living with my siblings and the whole house, like some people were like had sensitive skin, so you had to use the unscented. I prefer to have a scent on my shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. I prefer to have a scent when I pull it out. And then so when it goes to dry sheets, anything that's not like a lavender or a fresh scent, like I will go something like a little different, just because when they pull it out, I like my sheets and my clothes to smell like something. That's me. Doug knows this about me. I'm very particular about smells. If I feel like I stink even a little bit, like I can't.
What's that preferred smell?
Anything, probably when it comes to the house, anything woodsy, musky, like that kind of thing.
I get that.
But I can do a like strawberry-ish, something light. You know what I mean? Something very light, because when I put my cologne on, it'll probably be the opposite of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
For those who are so concerned, this brand is called Clean Cult, and it comes in this container, and it is recyclable, so I can recycle this. And it does wild lavender is the scent.
I like it. Put it in the camera so we can get you a brand deal.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I endorse this product.
It looks like you're hugging it. So it looks like you're cuddling it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Brian, your last one, man.
So Maggie and I, actually, similar situation to Doug. We wanted to switch to something more natural, and just get away from the all and the Tide. Also, we have very sensitive skin in this house. So just doing something that wasn't as aggressive. So we have a brand called Drops, and it's all, of course,
we looked at Drops.
Yeah. So all of their stuff comes in also recyclable packaging, which is important to us. And so it's a no scent situation in a pod. I get really, scents. I don't know, on my clothes, it's not always like, I don't know. It's really hit and miss. If I have to choose a scent, it's like I just go straight detergent smell. Like I don't do like. I'm glad the strawberry worked for you. You know, so no, we're not going for a dank weed situation that I see in the comments.
Yeah.
Not
I
that.
do love a good.
I mean,
I do love when my favorite
not
smeller
against it.
smells
It's just
like
not on my
it
phone.
is a good smell.
I do
Weed's
appreciate a
fine.
nice sweater
It's
smell with
fine.
like cologne and weed. You know what I mean? Like it's
Like when
something
you-
about the
yeah.
combination when you like flop it out and you be like, man, is this YSL and
Oh,
it's
man.
fucking dank? Like, oh shit.
You hit bingo too if it smells a little bit like bonfire. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
ooh,
Yeah.
a little
like
smoky
this.
smell on it. Now I smell like Johnny
Picture
Depp.
where you were. I know
It smells like
exactly where you
Johnny Depp.
were based on what I'm
They
smelling
call
right
that
now.
Captain Jack Sparrow. They should bottle that shit.
Put a little rum behind my ears too, really set that shit off.
Yeah. I don't know. Vanilla, if I really had to choose
Oh,
something,
yeah.
but then I feel like we're getting
Oh,
into candle territory, and that's maybe
We
for
are.
another. That's maybe for another podcast episode.
Vestman,
Wow.
Vestman,
Wow.
you should put that pre-roll on a grill with some barbecue chips so you can just prep it a little bit before you
Well, welcome to Smells in Black and White.
all right, let's move on.
All right, we're moving on.
Don't say we ain't never did nothing for y'all.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that my
Yeah.
co-hosts went along with this because we did not
course.
talk. I just immediately started sharing my screen and got the Google Docs out.
He was ready. That's the chemistry of this podcast.
that's what
you
you can
thought we couldn't
expect.
do it. We don't box
I
us in.
I was suspicious at first.
Me too.
I thought
I still think
why?
somehow I gave away my social security by asking what detergent I use on a regular basis. It's like a Facebook algorithm, like a weird Facebook question.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, like we've got. I mean, I have two other games. One we play all the
Amazing.
time.
Let's still play it. Let's do it. Come on.
Yeah,
let's
let's
do
go
our
rolling.
regular game. This is a
Why
gamesy
not?
episode. Let's fucking go.
Let's
Spin the
pivot
wheel.
into catch that quotable, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's catch it.
As soon as I find the
There's a transition in there somewhere.
Silky sounds of Marcus J. Yeah. Are they ganging up on us? Wait, does Vespin and Nikki know each other on
I'm gonna
Twitch?
assume. I'm gonna inference.
They're in the. I'm convinced that they're in the same house.
They might be in the same,
just
like
two
right
different
next to each
households.
other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And their names are really
I didn't
Bob
know.
and Timmy.
No, because the moment and then Roman and Mason, if they get both in here, it's just gonna be the ADHD pod.
Oh, it's gonna be good. And I'm off my medicine.
we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So yeah, let me pull this up. And
I like Brian coming in with the Order of the Phoenix, like lower third, like AKA, because
he's ready. He and I are ready to have
but that's good because my uwu
debate.
fufu bracket is going to be best Harry Potter character because I want to stick on brand here a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
all right, gentlemen, are you ready for this week's quote?
Hit me.
It is. This is a conversation between two people. I wish we were the same.
Conversation between two people. I'm with you.
Okay, here we go. Person one, it's ruined. It's totally ruined. Person two, it wasn't me, Mom. It was a little creature. I saw it. Person one, the house is totally destroyed. Person two, what do you want me to say? Person one, I don't want you to say anything.
I know what this is.
Do you?
I know. I know. I don't know the time. I know that I know this. I don't know it immediately. Just keep going with the discussion. Can you read it again?
I will absolutely read it again.
Let's play it again.
Okay, so person one, it's ruined. It's totally ruined. Person two, it wasn't me, Mom. It was a little creature. I saw it. Person one, the house is totally destroyed. Person two, what do you want me to say? Person one, I don't want you to say anything.
Man, is this Gremlins or Leprechaun?
It feels like it could be. It feels like it could be one of those things. I don't know what this is, but it feels like it's definitely one of those, like, there's something in the house. It's a kids movie, I feel like, for
definitely
sure.
a kids
like,
movie.
Yeah. Gremlins feels a little too old for what this quote is. Like, it feels
can
like,
you read it? Can you read it again?
I absolutely can. Person one, it's ruined. It's totally ruined. Person two, it wasn't me, Mom. It was a little creature. I saw it. Person one, the house is totally destroyed. Person two, what do you want me to say? Person one, I don't want you to say anything.
Oh, fuck. I cannot. I know it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
I was thinking Cat in the Hat.
Okay. All right.
but I cannot. I feel like I know the kid. It is. Is it a British movie? Like I cannot.
I don't know. Like I
Um.
I don't know what this is.
Fuck. I just need to figure out who was in this movie.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's just keep going.
Okay. I'm good, Brian. I think I'm good with like going with
I
like
know what this is. I know what this is. I know what
okay.
this is.
Then we can skip it.
Keep going.
Do you want to give it a
guess.
guess? I'm gonna go.
Everybody guess.
I'm gonna go with Brian. I like Gremlins. I'm gonna stick with Gremlins.
Okay.
Like I feel like that's a great like guess. So I'm gonna go with Gremlins.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
I guess I'm gonna go Leprechaun.
Yep.
Take it away, Marcus.
Yep. Y'all gonna have to help me out here, okay? Because I know what this is from. It is ET-ish, but it's not ET.
Okay.
Brown.
Okay.
Paul Rudd. Yes. Yeah. It's something. It's Mac and Me.
Oh, is this
Mac and Me?
It's Mac and Me.
Is this Mac and Me?
I think it's Mac and Me. Paul Rudd was the person I've been looking for. I'm like, who the fuck was that little ass kid?
Oh
it's
shit! Yeah, 1988's Mac and Me. That's what this is
for sure.
Holy
Roman confirmed it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Look at you all. We did it.
My Google search says
isn't
little
that
brown monster.
Isn't that a promotional movie for McDonald's?
I mean, I don't think so.
Right? No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, there's a McDonald's.
This is about like
there's a McDonald's dance party in the movie.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is this a promotional movie for McDonald's that we just don't know about?
I mean, Ronald McDonald is in it. He's in the scene. So yes.
Fucking Christ.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is. Okay. Cool. So it is
in McDonald's, and they hide from NASA agents, and apparently they entertain the guests at McDonald's. This is an entire scene in the movie.
My bounce arounds was my Google search says Little Brown Monster, which could go either way. And then I was thinking Alf,
like that.
And then I was thinking E.T. because I couldn't nail the Little Brown Monster.
Yeah.
So,
we also we're up to $20. Thank you, Roman, for your continued support of this activity. We do need to pick a charity. I do. So we will have that to Roman. We will have that's by next week. That is our
that's on me.
Goal. We have it's on all of us, but yes, we have not thought about that. So
cool.
Gentlemen, do we want to stick with games, or do we want me to go into my like long diatribe about Harry Potter?
I mean, I feel like we're half hour in. I think we can rip the Harry Potter ripcord.
Okay. So here's where I'm at. So Harrison and I started about a year ago reading the book and then watching the movie right after.
Sure.
So that way Harrison could it was sort of my incentive of like, yes, Roman, you did send us a suggestion. I didn't get a chance to run it by the guys. We will talk about that, but I shout out to that family. So that sounds thoughts and good vibes their way, because that sounds real rough. But so anyway, so Harrison and I, we used to do like a movie night, and so this was a good incentive of like, hey, we're gonna read and then we'll watch the movie, and then he can kind of compare, and then we can have questions like, well, what did you think? Which one do you like better? Like, and so we can kind of talk about it.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, this past weekend we finished Deathly Hallows Part 2. So we've done all of them, like back to back.
Wow.
And this was a slog. Like this was now, to our credit, we every road trip we would listen to the book on tape, and then we would just pick up where we left off when we got home or to wherever we were, like reading in person. So Marcus, did you have a question?
Yeah, how much space was in between finishing the book and then in any capacity and then starting the movie for each movie?
Great question. Oftentimes like about a day. So, I mean, unless it was within the week, because the Wagner tradition in our house is that like Friday nights are like a formal movie night where like I will make a pizza, like I'll make it from scratch. We'll have pizza and a movie. It's just something to sort of get us through to look forward to at the end of the week. However, Harrison's on this thing about dominoes, like, and we have to keep
My
having
mom loves
dominoes.
dominoes.
I get it.
And I
Oh
want to,
wait. Oh, you mean the pizza place?
yes,
Not the game.
not the game,
Got it.
but the
Sorry.
pizza place.
So he's a smart kid. He would pick up dominoes pretty quickly.
He would also pick up dominoes. Yeah, he would play bones pretty quickly. I feel pretty good about
Bones.
Anyway, so like
That was funny. I'm so sorry. I'm imagining Harrison just lifting up a rack.
Yeah.
Sure.
But anyway, so like it would be within the week. So like if we finished it on a Tuesday, I mean, you're talking maybe 5 days between when we would watch it. So they were pretty quick. And there's something that I revisited some of these, having not watched them, because I mean, I would read the books and then we got through the books and then it was just movies after that. But I've never gone back and revisited the books since.
Oh,
so this is the first time that I went back and read them close to like. So this was both a journey for him as well as a journey for me. Here's what I noticed.
Okay.
I don't think those movies after Goblet of Fire are as good as you remember them.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's get into your breakdown, brother.
Sir,
here's the reason why.
They definitely grow the fuck up. I'll tell you that.
Holy shit, they grow the fuck up.
They grow the fuck up.
So, first, Order of the Phoenix is a challenge. So, here's what I will say. Being a reasonable man,
whoop his ass, Brian.
I'm going to say that, look, that book is what? I mean, it's the longest one. I mean, it's almost 900 pages.
You're introducing a new concept of an Avengers team in the world of Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean, it's 870 pages. They cover a shit load of ground in that time frame. However,
God damn, Roman.
This movie
that is rough.
This is rough. But this movie, the way it is cut for the first half of this movie is jarring and discombobulating at best. The fades in and out are hard to follow. You're not sure what time of day it is, but it will be like newspaper spinning, article swooping. Hey, here's Harry having a conversation with Dudley. Fast forward to rocketing through London, another like spinning newspaper, and you're like, what time of day is this? What has happened? The pace of this movie is just insane.
Sorry, can I pause you here?
Yes.
I just want to pause you here. Can somebody help me with what is Order of the Phoenix squeezed between? What comes before? Just a reminder. What comes before and what comes after?
And half-blood prince.
Goblet of Fire coming before is crazy because that
it's wild as fuck.
Ends with death. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, and I think, and the other thing is that like all of them after, not just Order of the Phoenix, all of them are just so dark. And I don't mean like subject matter, because that's source material. They're supposed to be dark. They are like, you would have thought Zack Snyder was shooting some of these with how dark contrast wise they are.
Like a rebuttal from me because I'm no longer.
I was not. I knew you knew that he shoots things.
I'm not on that hill.
Darker, no. But it was just it was so odd to see things like just like, hey, we kind of put everything in grayscale. Are you guys okay with that? And
or blue.
I mean, I guess
like it's blue. It's blue. It matches. I don't. Okay, I keep cutting you off. Keep going because
no. Go ahead. Finish your feelings.
Me or Doug?
Either.
either. And then the other thing is, it's like just the choices of some of the things that they omit. Now, again, you're taking like books that are like between 550 to 900 pages long, and you're trying to condense them down into something that is 2 hours. That's tough. I mean, you don't have time like Peter Jackson does to just be like, I gave this 3.5 hours. Like, these are at their end. I mean, these are young adult novels. I would say they're young adult novels, like YA novels that you're turning into a material. Like, no 12-year-old is like, hey, I really want to watch a 4-hour movie about a wizard, like, and get into every nook and cranny. Like, some of it you can just leave out. But here's the best example I have of it. So, and again, if I'm spoiling this book for you, I am so sorry.
Look, spoiler alert for everything Harry Potter.
Yeah,
like, if that needs to be said.
But here's what I'm going to say. So, book 7, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Harry makes significant choices based on the presence of the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
They introduce this concept in part 1, and then they go, you know what? They get it. Fuck it. And they just never touch it again in movie 2. Like, ever again. And there are significant choices that Harry as a character makes based on, he even has a conversation in the book. And again, this is recency bias because I literally just read this, but like he literally says like, hey, I have a choice. I can either go after the Hallows or Horcruxes. And he goes, I feel like Dumbledore would want me to do Horcruxes. That like battle for him never happens in the movie.
No.
Ever. Period.
No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're tough. I mean, I will say that part 2 of Deathly Hallows, the movie, that one has such so much emotion tied to it.
Oh my gosh.
Especially that scene where he's going to see Dumbledore for the first, going to see Voldemort in the woods. Where his parents and Sirius show up. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, that is a very heavy moment. It's very heavy in the books. They did a good job with the screen. And I would say, for the most part, those two things work really, really well. But there are moments where I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, there's just like what are we doing here?
Nikki said, girl, the Harry Potter shit has been out forever. If you're getting spoiled at this point, it's you.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's a very fair point. Yeah. But yeah,
okay.
that's my position.
Brian, I'm gonna go first because I have less research or factuals behind my shit.
You go ahead. You go.
Doug is right in certain points, like in certain points in this, they do shoot it dark. Even the darkest corner. And I know that needs to matches the story that they're telling, because the way Order of the Phoenix takes off, I do believe, is somebody's dying at the beginning. You see Voldemort at the table with somebody floating above is that Order of the Phoenix or the snake sneaking into the room?
That's Deathly Hallows. So Order of the Phoenix is I mean, Harry is having a hard time going in and out of Voldemort's mind at that point in time.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, you're not wrong. He is flirting with he is No, that is sorry.
No.
That's Half-Blood Prince. Or he's flirting with the black woman, and then
this is a Dementor attack.
Oh, this is okay. Got it. This is crazy for Order of the Phoenix. This is what I was thinking.
This is how they open the movie.
This is
like
nuts.
with him and Dudley, and it's like anyway, Harry almost dies.
It's the darkest scene because one, I agree with the movies. One of the things the movie I think they could have did better, and I hope they do better in this new series, is the Dementors, because that is such a terrifying point of a Harry Potter story of like, look at this motherfucker sneaking up on you. It's still creepy. It's like they suck the memories, life, soul, whatever it is,
suck the joy out of you.
Way. You know what I mean? Like they leave you limpless on the fucking floor.
And again, like, not in the good way.
Not in a fun way. You know what I mean? Like, this is scary. So you have to shoot this you started like this. So it has to be in this bluish, winterish London, whatever weather, stormy type of vibe. I get that for sure. Yeah, I love the fact that this movie had to grow the fuck up, because the way that the last movie, and I do believe they changed directors at this point too, right? Order of the Phoenix
is changed David Yates, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they changed. So there was a lot of changes. So 1 and 2 had a different Dumbledore, had a different. It was Peter O'Toole, wasn't it? Like, was the original?
Yeah,
like,
I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure.
And then he died, and then that's when they selected Michael Gambon, who you'll recognize from things like Layer Cake, which was a mob movie with Daniel Craig, which is very good.
Yep.
So like he's a British actor. You've seen him in like that. You would know him when you see him. He was in The Life Aquatic. He was in The Life Aquatic.
Yeah, Richard Harris was the original Dumbledore.
Harris, not Peter O'Toole, but it was Richard Harris. And then he passed, and then they switched directors between 2 and 3, and then again after 4. And then it was so somebody did 3 and 4 different, and then it was 5, 6, and 7 were a different set of folks.
I mean, I like Order of the Phoenix, and I'll let Brian get his shit off. I like Order of the Phoenix specifically, and God, what is the one with the kid? He's my boy. That's my boy.
Oh,
That's
Goblet.
Goblet of Fire. Yes.
Goblet of
Goblet.
Fire that is a dark ass scene. I laugh
It
at it
is.
now, but it's a
Yes.
dark ass scene to like end to wrap up a movie being like, oh fuck, they're playing the trumpets over my boy's dead body because he's back, and it's no longer a rumor. This motherfucker Voldemort is back.
The only reason why I laugh at that is because of I get tricked. Oh, not tricked, but I like the videos where it's like, who's that Pokemon? And it's supposed to look like Diglett,
no.
but then it's like, it's Cedric Diggory, and it's just his gravestone, and then it goes, that's my boy.
Oh no.
That is so
funny.
and
so
it makes
funny,
me laugh every time. It's fucked up, and it makes me laugh.
It is. I
every
mean,
time.
it is. It is.
So Brian, go ahead, take it away.
That's my boy.
Because they're playing trumpets over his body.
It's mess. Oh my god.
That's crazy. Turn the Metro Boomin drums off, bitch. My son is dead. Like, you cannot do that.
Honestly,
my favorite moment from Order of the Phoenix. Sorry, Brian. My favorite moment from Goblet of Fire is when after they pull all the names out and Dumbledore comes into the back room and he runs up to Harry. He's like,
"Oh,
you
he
put
fucked
your
him
name in that?" Like,
you better not lie to me. Did you put your fucking name in that fucking goblet?
because in the book it's like, Harry, did you put your name in there? But in the movie, he like runs up and he like shakes him, and it's and you can see he like tripped over shit on set. It's the funniest thing ever.
Dumbledore he turned into a completely different character once, like after a Goblet of Fire.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like there was at one point he was ignoring Harry the entire time, like you know what I mean. And every time that motherfucker tried to cross the country, he like Anyway, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was trying to pull up. I was trying to pull up the moment that Dumbledore is like, I'm gonna have to find it later because I gotta go on my Order of the Phoenix BS. Okay, because look, I'm not saying Order of the Phoenix is the best movie you're ever gonna watch. What I will say though is that Order of the Phoenix streamlined that book, and I enjoy the Order of the Phoenix.
That's fair.
Book. But the thing that David Yates does,
and world expansion beyond the castle.
Oh, there's a ton. There's so much world building that happens in there that like Half-Blood Prince almost just kind of feels like a prequel in its own story. I mean, you do get some reveals, but it's like there's so much that happens in Order of the Phoenix. You read Half-Blood Prince or you watch Half-Blood Prince, and you're like, oh, like okay, well, I'm gonna watch Deathly Hallows. Obviously, this is not a full meal. Like, this is like a burger. I would like some fries with it. I understand it's a meal on its own, but it doesn't feel like it. Anyway, Order of the Phoenix streamlines all of these subplots that were included in the original book, and like some of them are fine, some of them are not. And I feel like what David Yates did with his direction is like he basically finishes out the Harry Potter movies at this point. So he does Phoenix, Prince, Hollows 1 and 2. And so clearly like the producers had this vision of like, all right, after Goblet of Fire, we're done being whimsy swimsy, going to Hogsmeade and getting butterbeer and Harry and we're gonna just do some cahoots here over Christmas. Like all that is done. You're grown up now. Someone's dead.
Everybody is kissing each other. They're basically fucking in the hallways. And then on top of that, someone is actively trying to kill you.
Oh gosh, am I really gonna do this? I'm gonna do this.
Do it.
I need to be more intoxicated for this and talk about it privately. But like the amount of romancing that would be happening in that school would be off the charts. Like I'm talking,
there is not a newborn infant wing of that fucking school.
Like
there's no better condom than a wizard condom.
Look, man.
I mean, you could put an unbreakable curse on that thing. No issues ever again.
What I will say is that if you're like, yeah, Brian, you're right, and you have that vibe, you should read The Magicians by Lev Grossman, because it basically dives into that concept underneath the invisibility cloak.
Brian, I read that book on your recommendation, and you are 100% correct.
Yeah. The Magicians TV show is also really good. But basically Lev Grossman looked at Harry Potter and was like, what if it wasn't just all like squeaky clean? And they get into it and it's wonderful. Anyway, Order of the Phoenix, they streamline all this stuff. So I get they're throwing out subplots and they're not focusing on certain characters or certain like environments or places, but you get such a tighter narrative. And it's one of the shorter, I think it is one of the shorter movies. I'm going to double check, but like
I feel like
it
you're right.
streamlines it to this point of like there's bad stuff going on under the surface. Harry can't figure it out. You kind of start to figure out why Dumbledore is the way he is. And then on top of it, my favorite message is that the school can't teach them anything more. So they're going to teach themselves. And if that isn't the true spirit of education, I don't know what is. And I love that. So that is why I have a soft spot in this movie. I do get your point, though, Doug, that it feels like, oh, wow.
Jeepers creepers. Ooh, boy. Ooh,
All
boy.
right, ED pills
Howdy.
mention on the comments for the pod.
Comments. I think it's our fault that our comment section is like this.
Is this? Are we the reason?
We deserve
Yeah.
this.
Is this
Yeah,
our fault?
yeah. These are our Frankensteins in the chat.
But I understand why David Yates was like, look, there's too much going on. Can we just show spinning newspapers and move on with our life? I want to get to serious black dyeing, okay?
I have to get to that now.
Yeah, we have to get to this pronto, which is why, Doug, I do agree. Some of the stuff does feel rushed. I feel like Order of the Phoenix could have been a 3-hour movie. I think people
easily
hated that.
Oh,
But I think for people that read the books, they would have been totally fine with it. And I feel like here's my thing. I think one of the masteries of this series is that pivot from Goblet of Fire. And I feel like the contrast is done so well at the end of this movie when they're in the Ministry of Magic. Stuff is falling down. They don't know where they are. Stuff is dark, y'all. Even when they were fighting the giant snake, they had a well-lit sewer. This, you could get lost in the shadow and you're just gone.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
And to your point, Brian, this is the first time where the main kids of that movie, and I'll lump like Harry, Ron, Hermione, Luna, like all of them, other adults, like non-school teacher adults, are trying to kill them. Like not like prevent them from getting away. Not like, oh, I put a binding curse. Like you can't move until we leave. They're like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, do you understand? Like that is how seriously we take what's happening. So it's like kind of wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like that point because it kind of raises the stakes of like, like this is everyone. Everyone is literally out to kill. Not everyone, but like there's a lot of people that are out to kill you. So you better just figure it out. And there's no, and Dumbledore is not helpful, right? And this is when it kind of starts. It's revealed in Half-Blood Prince, right? That it's like, hey, like bad stuff is happening, but like. You even have the Malfoys. I just brought it up if you're on our live stream. Like you even have the Malfoys. This kind of feels like a moment, by the way, of like the people in your town are like, you might be a KKK member, and then it's in this moment you're like, oh, okay, so you're walking around with that outfit. Okay, this is
that is what this is.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Which is one of the parts like of this movie that is so shocking because you get to see that page turn and be like, oh, it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah. I think that what we're discussing now kind of, and I like Doug's point, and I see why he is why he said what he said. And so I agree with that because of that. From my perspective, but it's the fact when I live tweeted Harry Potter, when I rewatched it a couple years ago, and a lot of people agreed. The few people that pay attention to me like live tweet movies.
No. You're millions and millions of followers.
Fuck no. A lot of people they love the fact that I kept reiterating that at this point, Harry is what, 14, 17, like 17, 16, like 15, like he's young. Like this is a kid and his friends are kids. I think that the change of tone is almost important to the story. Like, could you do it better? I agree. Absolutely. There is a way to do it and you can do it better. And the cuts are a lot because I do feel like he was kind of like trying to trim the fat of introducing outside Hogwarts adult magical concepts because that is the group of people that want Harry dead, right?
Yep.
It's not the kids inside, the fun, let's eat some jelly beans the whole time and drink some hogs meat.
Oh,
It's,
magic frogs.
oh
Yeah.
my God, it's a magic chocolate frog and fireworks. No, it's the motherfuckers outside in Diagon Alley that want to jump his ass as soon as he get out there. And I feel like that tone and that cinematography, that bluish gray, darker tone helps to propel that forward so that you can have moments like when they're at the Quidditch World Cup and you see the fireworks and you see the liveliness of like, oh my God, like this is what a football game, quote unquote, would feel like in a magical world, or a soccer would be the better comparison there. But like, this is what an international soccer game would feel like in that level. So I see it. I see both sides of it.
Yeah. And again, everybody's going to take some like creative interpretation.
For sure.
So these are mainly things that I noticed, and it's little tiny details that in the grand scheme of things don't matter. Like, here's an example, the one that you just had in the book at the Quidditch World Cup. Harry is in the minister's box. Like, he is rubbing shoulders, and yet when it's in the movie, they're like, have fun with your poor seats, like you deadbeat. Like, that's essentially in the movie, that's essentially the movie. So it's just, and there's always going to be those creative interpretations, but it's some of those little things. But Brian, you're right. Like, do I need to watch Harry and Cho Chen on a date in the movie? Fuck no. Like, absolutely not.
Especially
like,
if they're not gonna fuck. Like, I don't even see them that on screen, but like in a way of like they did all this like extra build up to Harry's romance with several people. Like the tease of Hermione's romance, his romantic interest, and then when they introduced Ginny, it doesn't even feel like a real romantic interest.
Out of nowhere.
It comes out of left field. You can tell it's a last minute decision. Like, don't introduce the concept at all. I just thought
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. To the director's credit, that is book accurate, because
for sure
at the end of 6, they have this big like kissing moment. Then they embrace at the burrow at like Ron's house, and then he's like, look, lady, I got shit to do. The fucking world needs me to just fucking kill this guy. So like, don't move on, but like, just hang out.
I'll be back, babe. Yeah,
that's it's to be like,
okay,
I'll be back, babe. Don't worry about it. Like, that's essentially it.
I'm fine leaving our Order of the Phoenix situation where it is. That's fine. The thing I do want to say though,
Hermione should have been black.
Well, and that got
Anybody
a whole
should have been black.
There's that too.
Just more black. Like,
there were two. I mean, there were two demonstrably black characters in this whole movie,
and it's not the Dementors.
Man.
And it's not. It's there is not even a black professor. There are two black characters. There is Dean Thomas and Kingsley Shacklebolt, and that is it. That is it. That is all of them. That is
Shacklebolt.
And you gave the black police officer,
is that a slave
wizard,
reference?
the last name of Shacklebolt. Yes.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's real bad.
Shacklebolt.
I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I hate it. To show people we're not like kidding around. If you Google this,
I didn't even see
that. It is the first thing. But yeah, also people have similar feelings about Cho Chang's name.
Yeah, Cho Chang's name.
I agree.
Also, we should have seen this fucking shit with we should have seen this fucking shit with the author a long time coming, because there are subtle hints in all of these books.
Yes.
And by the way, they're all said by Ron, where he's like, what, are you acting like a girl or something, weirdo?
Yep.
Like, that's essentially like
all the time,
peppered throughout the whole thing.
While Ron is like, he's misogynistic, right? And ends up with Hermione, who is in all degrees a feminist, right? Women,
100%.
The embodiment of women empowerment and educated woman. That like, put Ron in these. She falls in love with Ronald Weasley, the most like misogynistic character in the book.
This is a good reason to join our Patreon. You can join our live stream. Go to patreon.com/films in black and white.
Sounded racist.
Yeah, no, it is Mason.
Yeah,
it 100%
that Shacklebolt triggered my black ear.
JK. Yeah, JK. Anyway, I don't know how you can go watch Deathly Hallows, and I pulled up the dancing scene, by the way, in Deathly Hallows Part 1. How do you see Harry and Hermione having fun dancing in a tent? They are rebels on the run. They do not have running water. They
also stink.
probably smell terrible.
Yeah,
Like
Oh, yeah.
like that hair's greasy. They probably haven't
He's
had
got a
good
5
food in
o'clock shadow.
days. That like,
She's got
but
a 5
they're
o'clock
having a
shadow.
blast. Look at how happy they are. I go watch this scene if you're listening to this on the
Look at
pod and
this.
not with us on
This
the
is
live
all
stream.
romance.
Because this is I'm sorry. Yes, I get it. They're friends, and you're like, oh, you can have platonic friends, whatever. Yeah, you can. But I watch that scene and I think, yeah, Hermione and Harry should have been together.
They should have been together.
100%.
Should've
I
been
don't know
together.
how you can watch that scene and think anything
Yeah.
different. And it also tracks with like the arc of the entire series because it's always Harry being like, I got an idea and I'm gonna do it. And then Hermione's like, well, hang on. Can we think this through? And that happens for like most of the series. It's this wonderful foil to Harry's kind of like impulsiveness and adaptiveness. And like when Hermione freezes up, Harry's there for her.
Wasn't there an age difference in Harry and Ginny too? Like that seems
there is.
like that
Yes.
seems
An odd,
very strange.
not a small number either. It's not like she was a year behind. She is
No.
ostensibly 2 to 3 years younger than he is.
And you're a
there's
guest,
okay.
and you've been a guest in Ron's house.
Yeah.
And that just almost feels like were you just like
I mean, that
eyeball
part
him?
a
Like
little.
I don't
I'd
know.
side
That feels
eye.
weird.
Okay,
I mean-
apparently she's only 1 year younger than Ron, Hermione, and Harry.
How the fuck?
So I guess that isn't
Oh, yeah, you're right.
scandalous.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Yep,
am
'cause
looking at
yeah.
something though that Bellatrix and Voldemort are 25 years apart. So
Yeah, she wants to
could-
jump his snake bones.
Yeah.
The
Once
you can
whole thing.
enjoy that mental
That boy
image.
got the skin of a lambskin condom.
He doesn't even have a nose. He's just smooth. He's just a snake
Just
man.
smooth everywhere, like a Ken doll.
The boy's
that
like a mannequin.
Dude, that dude has shaved off 7 pieces of his soul. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know what's left.
And the dick was definitely one of them. Because like, how do you
mean-
not go? Like, that's an important piece.
Look, man,
Yeah.
I don't know how magic works, but yeah, it's clever. So I wouldn't mess with that, and it probably
No,
did.
no,
Thank you.
Yeah, it. All in all, again, this is the ramblings of silly people. Like, and so
He
this is
doesn't have a nose.
non-serious
Like he
people.
doesn't have a nose.
But in
doesn't.
all seriousness, I mean, the book, it is a fun journey to go down.
Yeah.
And if you have the time and you have the inclination, I also really want to revisit a topic we have talked about before, which is the wildness of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 2 and 3. Because when we say these were movies that were built from a chapter of the 7th book, that is quite literally what happened. There is this like, they were just best friends, and literally the people who made the movies went like, okay, so like, what if they were best friends, but also like maybe they like kissed when they were in college and then wanted to conquer the world together? Like that is essentially the same vibe.
That's true.
Like
Yes.
the like sitcom storyline of like she's like a sister to me, and then there was that one time in college, like that joke. They were like, just fucking make it 2 movies and then make a horse that lies. That's all that you have.
Make a horse that lies.
What it
What a
was a horse.
callback.
That's what they
The
pulled it out. It
horse
was
lies. Yes,
it was a fucking lion horse.
It was a lion horse. So yeah,
Oh,
there we go.
Anyway,
Anyway, go ahead, Brad.
Well, no, I do see that the giver of gifts in the comment section is it true Dumbledore had a picture of Gandalf the Grey in his office? I have never seen this Easter egg.
I've not seen that Easter egg either.
Yeah,
I've heard people talk about it,
We'll
but
have to get back to you on that one.
I have not seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess I'll look. Guess I gotta watch the movies again. It's in Chamber of Secrets, apparently. I guess I'll check that out.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check that out too.
Honestly, the thing that stands out to me on the rewatches is that that Prisoner of Azkaban somehow snuck up on me as being like a top 3 Harry Potter movie.
Yeah,
like not
that
only a
one's
good Harry Potter story, but it's a good
Prisoner of
movie.
Azkaban is fire. That is the best one. I feel like they wait. I want a young, serious black movie, right? And there's enough young actors that we can get like his early years or the family, the black family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the world of Harry Potter, and it's just black in an explosive lightning font. I really enjoy being able to see that along with some of like like how Sirius Black got introduced to Harry's parents, like that kind of a prequel. But also, I want my same itch with Harry Potter is the same itch I have with Star Wars. I want to see more outside of the main character building, or an introduction of a new main that's not just Harry, that holds just as much weight. You know what I mean? Somebody that's not a Skywalker that can tell their own story that holds just as much weight. Like, because that world building was crazy for Star Wars and for Harry Potter.
Oh,
we should have more of that.
And that's why I think Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 1, I think does that really, really well, right? Because it's like, hey, it's wizards in the United States, and look at all these weird animals that they have and all the different things. And when they have to go and find them all to put them all back, that is a perfect, like that portion of the storyline is done. Like that's all you need to do. And then they were like, let's just try and stretch this out. And that's where it started to get how it got weird.
I'm 50-50 on Tom Riddle because I feel like we get that a lot in.
That sounds like Joker, but make it wizards. I don't need to do that.
Honestly, that is what that is. That's
true. Feels like a little Darth Vader-y. I could get there, make it into a musical,
make it into a musical.
Make Lady Gaga start Bellatrix Strange.
Get Lady Gaga in there. Sing worse than she usually sings.
Marcus, that is the perfect main theme song. Would you like to hear a riddle? I've got a riddle for like it's all like a play off of riddle.
Time is a riddle. I'm a riddle.
He's the riddle man.
I don't know why this is me singing on Broadway.
You gotta have the jazz hands.
And that's the way it's gonna be.
And then it ends with like an explosion, poof, and then like they all hold, and then they set for the next scene.
A Dementor swipe takes us to the next.
Oh, Dementor swipe.
Yeah. There you go. That's some fucking top level transition there.
I like that.
Gentlemen, any other thoughts on Harry Potter?
Harry Potter,
not you, not Hermione.
Me.
More lived, come to die.
That is,
you know what the sad scene is? It's the shriveled up Voldemort in Deathly Hallows.
Yep.
The shriveled up Voldemort is definitely hollow.
I can't wait for anyone discovering our podcast.
That's the other thing that I kept. There was a recurring fetus joke that I made after a movie.
It's that one.
What was it?
I don't know what the joke was, but it's based off of that scene. Oh well, I don't know.
There was another one. We watched a movie with a fetus, and you all were mad that I kept bringing it up.
I think it was Alien.
No, it was the movie we did with Stephanie Williams.
I think it was. Oh, it was either that or it was Alien, but that was also an Alien.
There you go. There's your Voldemort baby. If you're joining us on the live stream, I'm so happy you're joining us now.
Look how he's holding his ankle.
Like he tripped. Like
I think the thing about it was like
this is what people think when they say vote no on G. It's too extreme. And it's like, you shouldn't. Like, no, that's not what this is.
This is not. I mean, I don't have a lot of fetus jokes, but I had a couple. You guys were mad about it.
I mean, it was alien fetus jokes when we were watching Deepwater. I can't even remember the name of that movie now. I'm gonna have to look. I think the thing that weirds me out the most is that the hand is like bigger than the foot.
Yes.
I don't know. It bothers me. I don't know.
Tell you this. I don't want that fucking thing to chase me anywhere.
This thing is at the end of the hallway.
Could you imagine? Do you ever like run? Like, could you ever run? Like, you ever hear like bare feet slap against like a linoleum floor?
Oh, I love that bear slap.
When I see that thing, like, like.
And you know it's like and it's not. Doug's gonna blow out his mic. This little terrifying scream.
Oh man, I got a bunch of jokes I can't even get off. Go ahead.
I know, man. Right? I know. It kind of looks like a half-done chicken wing. Like I don't know.
That's what I look up. That's what I look like when I wake up and my house is cold in the morning. Just shriveled up, just all types of please.
Please,
You know, I think
kill
the
me.
most messed up thing about that sequence is the fact that like the spirit of Dumbledore is just like casually talking to Harry,
my
and
God.
Harry's like, "What the hell's that?" And Dumbledore's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's just
Yeah,
a
it's like,
dying, bloody
my
fetus."
my next question is like, did you do that then? Like, you keep telling me
Did you
not to
do
worry about that. Did
But
you
that's
do
the that's the thing. That's the thing about Dumbledore from Deathly Hollows on is he is a just cold motherfucker, bro. Like he does not.
He is.
He basically revealed when him and Harry are doing the task to find the Holocrux, like across the water or whatever it is, or I forgot what it is. What's
No,
happening?
you're good.
Is that what is Doug laughing
You
at?
said halal crocs?
Halal,
And I was
halal.
like,
It's halal meat with a Horcrux.
Oh no, I heard a Horcrux. I heard the
No,
Horcrux.
Doug is right.
Oh, okay. It's Horcrux. The
Horcrux.
Horcrux.
It's halal meat. It's very inclusive.
Halal,
To,
a
it's
halal
very
crux.
inclusive. It's a halal crux. It's for the other Harry Potter, the international Harry Potter.
It's a whole separate. That's a whole separate other thing. The
It has to
halal
be
crux.
prayed over. It has the whole thing about it standing. You know what I mean? It's a whole
yeah,
thing.
I ordered the halal crocs meal for this flight. Are you vegan? No, halal crocs.
All right, man.
Oh,
I got
fuck.
nothing else.
No, this is just great.
I
I will say this. This is the last thing I'll say. I did ask. There was a moment, and this was the fun moment. So
I
there,
hate
I
this
was.
podcast.
I hate this podcast.
Do we know what's coming?
We know it's coming. I will say this. I did enjoy watching it with Harrison and having this moment, because we had this moment where he got nervous as we were watching part 2, and he was like, "Oh, like I'm scared." And I'm like, "It's okay, buddy. Like, you know what happens. I mean, we just finished the book. You know exactly where we are." He goes, "Yeah, but it's like he's like he said it's very different reading it versus seeing it." He's like, "It's just very, very different experience." So it was really cool to sort of have that conversation about like how you consume media and how it can have a different outcome based on what you're seeing versus reading. So I thought that was kind of a cool moment, like as a dad of like experiencing that with him. So, I think the next book we're going to dive into is Percy Jackson.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
I love.
nice.
Can I say, here's my hot take. Percy Jackson should be better than Harry Potter.
Yeah, I can get there.
And I think that the new Percy Jackson series is doing really well. It should surpass. It should be surpassing Harry Potter. The story of Percy Jackson in general should be surpassing and just as big as Harry Potter when it comes to world building. That's my hot take.
Honestly, I think it's one of the reasons that HBO Max greenlit the new Harry Potter series, because I think or they have more confidence in it, because I think they saw, oh, okay, like Disney can basically do this, their own version of it, and it was really well received. And I also think that making the books a season of a series is way better than trying to make
you can explore more. Yeah,
a movie. Yeah, I think it gets really loosey-goosey and weird for like books 1 and 2 for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But the rest of the books you can flesh out in 8 to 10 episodes.
Like, oh yeah.
And I agree with you, Marcus. I do feel like there's a lot of books that could be turned into TV shows that could take that. They should be as big as Harry Potter, like 100%. And I don't know. Percy Jackson just never felt like it got to that level. It just never felt like it broke into that zeitgeist. Like for people who read books, know Percy Jackson, but man, if you drop Percy Jackson in a list of like fictional characters, I think it's like 50-50 if people get it.
And he's a fucking, and Percy and Harry are being around the same age as far as two powerhouses. Percy Jackson is a powerhouse if you look at his fucking resume, right? He's a god killer. His dad is who he is. This motherfucker like denied a gift from the gods themselves. Harry is kind of figuring out with the village, but Percy Jackson had to go and like figure his shit out on his own. But that's just a different tangent for a different episode. I just think Disney has the ability to have a Harry Potter on their hands as far as like this magical world building. And I think they thought that was going, and this is not even a shot. I think they thought it was going to be Mo Diggums. I think they thought it was going to be
yeah,
that movie.
Yeah. They thought it was going to be Artemis Fowl. They thought it was going to be Artemis Fowl.
They thought Artemis Fowl was going to be there because they had already had plans for the sequels and everything else.
Really?
I thought that they did when it came out.
They had to the quest for the magical PlayStation or whatever the fuck it was that they had to like find and restore. God, I wish I could watch that movie again
For the first time, huh?
Wow.
Just forever.
Just I want to go back, but they robbed us of that. So
they did. You can't even watch that movie now, but you can listen to our review of that on this podcast.
It lives forever on this podcast.
That podcast episode is a time capsule to a movie that we will all forget. Which is there we are.
It's a movie
we'll all forget.
Oh man,
that was fun.
E-Racer.
Gentlemen, ooh, that's a good one too. Gentlemen, anything else? Otherwise, I do have one last game I'd like us to play.
You play a game and I got a game. I want to end the game on a bracket. So
okay.
All right. Let's do it.
I have a rank these 5 things without knowing what's coming next.
That's a long title. We'll have to work on that title.
Halloween edition.
Halloween edition. Rank them.
So I'm going to give you 5 horror movie franchises. Rank them 1 to 5. So here are the rules. This will be separate. So each of you will have your own rankings because people are things. You do get 1 swap. So if you get through 4 and you're like, ooh, I want to adjust this a little bit, then you can. So
can we get through all this is what I meant to ask the last time. We went through all 5 and then made a swap. Is our swap only 1 through 4 and then we have to deal with 5?
I can give you all 5 and then you can figure out where you want to swap them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start off with a good one. And we are going to start off with Child's Play as your first horror movie franchise.
Child's Play.
Oh, fuck. Okay, where do we rank it?
1 through 5. Child's Play.
Child's Play for me and Chucky, honestly, would be 4 or 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, only because I know that there's better out there.
Okay, so Child's Play 4.
I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. These movies have never vibed with me.
Yeah, I could almost
I don't
go 5.
know.
Okay,
like Child's Play is in the bottom for me.
Are we doing one list or 2 separate?
This is 2 separate, so you each have your own list.
Yep,
you each have your own list. Okay, the next one is going to be the Evil Dead franchise.
Oh, that's man.
Can you give me a reminder about the Evil Dead? Yeah. Can you give me a reminder about the Evil Dead franchise?
That is, they're trapped in the woods. They find the Book of the Dead. They're kind of staying at this creepy cabin. They find that the person who owned the cabin before was doing some suspicious research about the Book of the Dead, and they awaken evil spirits that come and proceed to kill everybody in that house, minus Bruce Campbell is sort of the last one standing.
Yeah.
And so that's the Evil Dead.
Brian, I'm sorry, can you put Child's Play at 5 and put Evil Dead at 4?
Sure.
For me.
Sure.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Evil Dead, so it gets weird as a franchise.
It gets real weird.
Like classic weird.
Because like Army of Darkness is not like Army of Darkness technically an Evil Dead film, but I would not call Army of Darkness like a horror film.
No, it's like a weird, like comedy, fantasy, horror film,
it's like
kind of.
Dark, yeah, it's like dark fantasy, right? Like
yeah,
a little bit. I mean, because he gets transported to like the medieval times.
Yeah,
with a chainsaw arm.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but then sorry, this other point, they rebooted it in 2013,
and they rebooted it recently too.
Yeah, and like those movies are kind of good. So this is a long way of me saying number 4 for Evil Dead.
Yeah,
this is a long way of me saying
that's
where I would put it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you Let's go with Saw. The Saw franchise
Oh
is your
man.
next entry.
I think for me, horror is not really my bag.
It
If
is
I'm
not.
being honest,
We
it is
are in
not my
spooky
bag.
season. We are 15 days to Halloween, so that's why we did it.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
I feel you. I definitely think Saw right now. Let's put Saw at 2 because I probably
Okay.
have seen more Saw movies than I have
Okay.
everything else that's presented right now.
I think I'm gonna gamble and I'm gonna put Saw at 3 because the
Okay.
thing for me is that the Saw franchise as a whole is just flipping bonkers. Like
Yeah.
the quality of it is all over the place. Like 1 and 2 are good, 3 is fine, and then 4 is a prequel technically, and then you get to 5, which doesn't really advance the plot, and then I can't tell you the difference between like 6 and 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I can't tell
I
you.
agree. What's the one with
So
the laser neck? He had the lasers around
laser
his
neck.
neck, and then it turns out he was lying because they were the final 2, and they had this necklace of lasers that was going to swipe their heads open. We watched it on this pod.
We
Just
did?
all right, don't worry about it. Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't
Doesn't
think
matter.
we did.
Man, I don't remember that at
Oh, man.
all.
Yeah, it was a Saw movie. I
Was
can't
that
remember.
Spiral? Was that like Saw?
Oh, was that
No, I didn't watch
Spiral?
that. No, I didn't watch Spiral. I
Okay.
didn't watch Spiral.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. We
Huh.
can keep going.
All right.
The next one we are going to go with the Halloween franchise.
Oh man.
Jigsaw the 7th. Yep, Mace, you're absolutely correct. My
Oh,
brother.
there it is. There
My
it is.
dog. My
Nice,
dog.
nice job, Mace.
It's my brother. My brother in Christ and blood.
Man.
This is what again? Sorry.
Halloween.
I feel like, all right, let's put, sorry, Brian, put Saw at 3. That was a good decision.
All right.
Halloween is a more long, it has like a lot of longevity to it, just simply put.
Okay.
That motherfucker won't die. So I think Halloween has to be at 2.
Okay.
I don't like Halloween movies per se. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch them, but this is popularity wise.
Okay. Here's what I was gambling on. This is the games ship of it. I was waiting for Scream. I don't know if Doug's gonna say Scream. I don't know if he has it on that list. Doug, if you have a list, don't change it for this. Keep going with what you originally planned. I was waiting for Scream to like loosen up.
I remember what you did last summer for me. It was one of those 2.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a top one for me.
Yeah, it's an underrated franchise too.
Underrated.
And so here's my thing. If it's not Scream, I don't want that at number 1, but I don't want Halloween at number 1 if it is Scream. So
nothing on this list is number 1 so far.
You get to do one swap, Brian.
I guess if we're gonna do one swap, I'll put Halloween at number 1 right now. I like Jamie Lee Curtis. Mike Myers doesn't die. I like it.
Okay. And the last one is going to be the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
I forgot that that's a good franchise. I forgot you said one swap, and I've been swapping this whole time, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
This really isn't your genre, so you're fine.
Yeah, sorry. That's gonna be number 1. I think that is number 1.
Oh man.
Yeah. Freddy to me is one of the scariest motherfuckers because bitch, I'm sleeping. I have to sleep. I can't like you cannot run from Freddy, and you don't know what reality versus what dreamland is. And so I think as a franchise that is scary. The only thing I don't like about Freddy was the prequel of like them trying to explain, or like when they tried to reboot the franchise.
Oh yeah. I remember that. They showed like how he was killed. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
wait,
that's the only thing.
You're telling me Freddy versus Jason isn't your
no, and Freddy versus Jason 2000 or whatever it was when he was in the future.
Where they were on a spaceship.
I thought Freddy vs. Jason is funny. I think it's funny, and that's the other thing with Freddy, like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Yeah,
Freddy is a funny dude. Like it makes you laugh after you get over the scary parts of like, yo, this dude Freddy, when he yanked that girl up through the door window when it was bad, like CGI, it was like you could tell it was like a little mannequin or doll or whatever. It's funny as fuck. So yeah, that's number 1 for me.
We will do this again with individual movies, and I think there's something to be said for. That's why this is tough, is because the franchise, you have to take the whole breadth of work.
Yeah.
I would say that like the very first one where they pull like Johnny Depp into the bed and it's just like a fountain of blood, like up the ceiling. That's terrifying. Like that whole concept is terrifying. But then, you got to consider like the Freddy versus Jasons or the Jason X's that you have to kind of like be like, well, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
and so it makes it harder.
Honestly, that's why I'm okay with Halloween at number 1, because Halloween 3 is like the only one that's not really connected to anything. Everything
Mhm.
else follows like a certain like
Chronology. I
So
think
that
Brian
could be
did
a
right.
chronology. I think right.
There you go.
Halloween there. And Evil Dead is just so inconsistent as a franchise. Like I love Bruce Campbell, but like as a franchise, this thing is all over the place. If you played Russian roulette with this, you might get just something totally different that you're not in the mood for. I don't know. And
Yeah.
Child's Play, none of those movies. I saw those at sleepovers. They never scared me. I thought they were really dumb. I can buy into a lot of concepts for movies. Laser swords, space wizards, people can't have children anymore. Like I can buy into any of that. You sit me down in front of Child's Play, I'm like, that doll can't kill anyone. I'm sorry, I cannot believe that for a second.
I never understood that. I never understood the like, okay, I get it, like if you don't see him coming, but like,
I mean, right?
yeah. And so you all are going to ask me like how I would rank them. I would rank
I'm
them
glad you know.
like Marcus's.
Don't act like you know us.
I would rank them like Marcus's, except I would put
D-Pig.
I would split Evil Dead and Child's Play.
It's not that Brian messed it up. It was the combination of letters that just made me laugh. And so yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Well, no. My fingers were shifted over by one on the keyboard.
And Brian, what I mean is
so
Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Saw, Child's Play, Evil Dead. I'd put Evil Dead last.
Okay, Evil Dead's last. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. Now I'm forever D-Pig. Thanks for that, Brian.
It's the keyboard.
You and your goddamn sausage fingers have ruined my reputation,
dude. I can't. I mean, look. If anyone looks at our group chat, do you know how often I go back? I'm like, oh, I gotta edit this.
Brian, no, Brian, you are not the worst. It's me. My spelling and I give no fucks about spelling or grammatical errors in our chat at all. I'm like, these are two intelligent men.
You straight up misnamed someone the other day
I straight up just said the wrong name. And then today I was bragging. I was telling Doug, like, yeah, I need to get to a like Minnesota game. I hate being like besties with Doug because it feels like all my teams are Minnesota teams. Because like that's what it's coming down to right now. It's yeah, I want Minnesota to win it all because I love that motherfucker Ant, bro. That starting five doc on Netflix,
baby.
So good.
I didn't want to say anything, but you were like, yeah, I really want to go to a game, and then you sent me a screenshot of 2 away games, and I was like, well, you can't
go
to
away games.
Yes.
I'm stupid as fuck. I
just didn't say anything because I was like, no,
correct me. Don't let me be out here. Yeah. That's all right. Go ahead.
Did I get your list right?
Yes, you got it. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Saw, Child's Play, Evil Dead. Okay. And the reason why is that the second Evil Dead borders on comedy.
I agree.
Like, it runs because it is very, very silly. It's creepy, but it's very, very. The first one is very scary. The second one is sort of like
the same director. It's still
Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
All his sequels end up more funny than they are the first time around when he like Darkman.
Look, I appreciate how we all seem to respect Saw, but not enjoy the entire body of work of like, I mean, this is scary, but you got some real misses here, pal.
I mean,
this is not
the reason why Saw is starting to get funny because I keep seeing this this fucking short video of like what it would be like if he was just the little puppet was at your house. Right. I sent it to Brian. It's like okay, great. I want to take a shower. He's like, I want to play a game. Great. I want to take a shower. Like, so it's just, that comment should be very funny. Yes. D-Pig's out here telling you to do the most and take care of yourself.
Yep. Pretty much.
Marcus, you've got a Harry Potter rank them. Like, let's do it.
I actually changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do an Elite 8 of which horror character is better. Because I feel like we discussed a lot on Harry Potter. Like I think Doug did a really good job. We had a really good conversation.
That was a good
team effort, everybody.
Yeah. So I'm on the website that's going to give me the heebie-jeebies. And so
as well as several
The one
viruses.
that tests
is-
your spam
the
blocker.
one that tests my spam blocker. So here we go. It's an Elite 8. All right, here we
All
go.
right.
So it's gonna be short. So Chris
All right.
Walker versus Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, because I don't know who the first one is.
I'm
I
pretty
don't know
sure
who
Chris
Chris Walker
Walker is from a video game
I would assume
called Outlast. I am gonna go Freddy Krueger though.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sorry, he's chasing you.
Makes it real easy.
not very familiar with the character. Leatherface versus Jason Voorhees.
Ooh, fuck.
That's a crazy combo right there, brother. Now, how
I'm
do you
gonna go-
define your best horror character? What are you picking by?
I was gonna go by. I'm gonna go by Leatherface because he is in fact based off of a real person.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
How
gotta go
big
Leatherface too.
I'm going Leatherface. Jason Voorhees just feels like death in a hockey mask, which totally works for the movies. But in this, yes, Leatherface far more frightening.
Yeah, because you're right. That's real. Richard Traeger, which also seems to be from a video game, and
They're
Eddie
both
Blueskin,
video game characters.
both video game characters.
Okay.
Eddie Glueskin, because I don't like that bow tie.
And I don't
Alright,
like
yeah,
that
I'm good.
name.
Yeah,
Eddie
me either.
Blueskin.
Eddie Glueskin sounds like he spends a lot of time on
Yeah.
some nefarious
Try
websites.
to-
Nefarious. Twins versus Freddy Fazbear. This is not the best. Whoever made this loves video games, so whatever. I'm gonna go Freddy Fazbear.
I'm also gonna go Freddy Fazbear, and that's fine.
Yeah,
happy with
ditto.
All right.
Man.
Leatherface versus Freddy Krueger. I'm going Freddy Krueger.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Leatherface. I'm sticking with that one.
Brian?
But never mind. Sorry, talked myself into it. Freddy Krueger. Sorry.
Okay. Brian?
I'll go Leatherface because the Texas Chainsaw movies scared me more than the Elm Street ones.
The way that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie ends with the bullet to the back of the head, like that's a yeah.
Yep.
Eddie Glueskin or Freddy Fazbear. I hate this.
I don't know you, glue skin. So Freddy, it is.
I will say your name is scarier, Eddie Glueskin.
Also sounds like a porn star. Freddy Krueger versus Freddy Fazbear. Freddy. Final round.
Freddy, yes. Freddy
Freddy.
Krueger.
Is this
right.
gonna link back to Freddy and Leatherface?
No,
We got so much XP.
Shut up. I didn't enjoy that at all.
Did we level up?
No, we did not level up.
Hey.
Only the viruses. I think the XP is for the viruses that I get from being on that website.
give you
I got
more
I got a +4 sword of slaying that I can't use until I'm the next level. So like you
Well,
gotta
gotta
get ourselves
gotta
fucking
equip a
level up.
lower sword, but it gives you +2 armor. So
God damn it. That's the sword I want. Gentlemen, anything else that you all want to chat about before we sort of close things out?
James Gunn is going to be at Comic-Con, and we'll have a panel
Ooh.
talking about DC. I don't have any more information other than that.
oh,
He's also
San Diego Comic-Con or a different one?
I think New York. I think
Oh,
I think it might be New York Comic-Con. There's whatever the next major one is. They'll have a
Might be
panel
New
there
York.
to talk about the Creature Commandos and then some other stuff. It's rumored they're like fast paced or that they were really on really good track with like the Superman edits, that there may or may not be a teaser that comes out, but they did get their Green Lantern castings in. So that's in pre-production. And then Supergirl, the Hero Tomorrow, or I forgot what the official title is, but that's also in the way. They also debunked, just real briefly, just because it's my favorite shit. There was a rumor that they were going to do a middle-aged Batman casting for Brave and the Bold, and James Gunn basically said that's bullshit.
Oh no!
Yeah, he said that's bullshit. That's not true. So
yeah, I have James Gunn. I do have a headline saying James Gunn will be hosting the DC Studios panel at New York Comic-Con on October 19th.
Yeah,
There you go. All right.
So
That's next week.
that's next week.
No, it's this week.
That's this weekend. Fuck yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Shit.
the
Saturday socials will probably be exciting.
They will be very exciting. I did want to mention one thing before we close out about Venom: The Last Dance. The director and one of the co-writers did an interview with IGN and said that apparently this is not going to be Null is not the main villain of the film, and it is not the last we will see him. That this is just merely a teasing that we will get a Null movie in the future. And I can tell you this. Sony, if you fuck this up, like that's a big fuck up. Because again, this is an Avengers level threat that you are just going to piss away. So I get it. And what they said, well, the direct quote, I'll post a link in the show notes. The direct quote is, hey, we know it needs to be done right. We know fans like it. We know fans are interested, and we know that you can't just do him with one movie. So we're going to give him his space to breathe. You better, or otherwise this one's going to be rough. Like you can't sabotage.
I'm going to read this direct quote so we can all groan at it. The film introduces Null, but it just touches the beginnings of this story, Marcel added. Marvel's greatest film villains are developed over time. Here, Null is a threat lurking behind the danger that tests the absolute limits of Eddie and Venom's partnership, but it's their relationship that remains the heart of the story. That's from the IGN article.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means they want to tease Null so that they end this movie and you're like, oh my gosh, it's Null. What's gonna happen?
Well, he goes over and fucks with Tom Holland, and that's how Tom Holland gets a symbiote suit.
I mean,
because you don't have a Spider-Man in this universe.
Yeah, this is a Spider-Man-less universe
with a symbiote running around, and there's not another hero in sight in this Sony universe.
No.
Man, I honestly, it'll never not fascinate me. I will read this book, by the way, when someone does a tell-all book.
I'll buy 2 copies.
Spider-Man stuff, because like
Venom
made you so much money, and you wanted to spin out a series without Spider-Man. At that point, you lock down Tom Hardy, and you just you look him in the eye, and you're like, look, you're gonna be this black goo guy for 10 years, and you're gonna like it. Hey. And you put him in everything. He's in Morbius. He's in Madam Web. He's in whatever. Like it'll never not fascinate me because he's done now. But you're like, oh, but Null's coming, and it's like my mom watches these movies. She's not gonna care. She's not gonna care about Null. You waited too long. And now Tom Hardy's gone. And if they cross over with MCU, I'll be impressed, but I'm not expecting it.
No, no, they're not going to do that. And then also, I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't have anything else. I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated and have no words for my frustration. Yeah. Well, there was your quick news. We did a quick news. Brian, you got any quick news?
I am a glutton for punishment, and I can tell you that Joker 2 suffered a historic drop at the box office.
What? But it's a musical, Brian.
Folks, it appears that Joker 2 only earned $7 million this previous weekend, which is an 81% drop from the previous weekend. So people are dropping that like a hot stone. Anyway, Wild Robot doing very well at the box office.
And a sequel's already playing for Wild Robot.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, somebody, I forgot who announced it.
It's an outstanding movie. Yeah. It's an outstanding movie.
I need to go watch it.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. The Wild Robot sequel's in the works. Yes, it's happening according to Deadline. Yes, amazing. Oh, that's wonderful. It crossed the 100 million mark this weekend. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do this. Let's go out on a high note. Gentlemen, what do you guys have to plug this week?
Hey, folks. I'm here to talk to you about the Love Nerds. Go to thelovenerds.com. You can go see my wife's lifestyle blog there. You can also go check out her Etsy store. That's where she's updating the most right now. Go to etsy.com/shop/thelovenerds. And you can go check out everything she has for sale on her Etsy storefront.
Absolutely.
Love it. You want to make sure that you follow the mantra, never offended, always humble. Guess what? Surprise. Soul Tie's dropping some music. So I'm going to tease it right here on this episode. Hopefully it'll play.
Oh, yeah.
It should.
This is Soul Tie. Notice we'll be dropping on Wednesday. So by the time you hear this, it's going to be a pretty fire Wednesday for you. He was just in his country bag with Fooling You, and this is Soul Tie.
Got receipts on read. No response, but you on my feet. Send roses to your home, right there, that's my plea. It's okay, baby, that's on me.
So yeah. That's Soul Tie. We'll be playing that lightly in the background for y'all.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? But notice will be out. But follow the mantra, never offended, always humble, baby. That's what it is.
Absolutely. I want to plug this podcast. Hey, y'all, we're powered by AI now. So if you are enjoying our podcast, just know that in the background, AI is helping out with a lot of it.
Why the fuck would you say that?
Context.
Yeah, why the fuck would you say that?
No. We have smart people who listen and watch. We don't need to provide any. No, but AI is helping us do some of the social stuff, so we're excited about that. So you'll see more social stuff.
Can you say the real name, not just AI, like it's the fucking iRobot with Will Smith? Can you say the name of the program?
I don't remember it. So that's why I can't say it.
It's Opus.
Opus.
Opus is going to help us get more clips out over socials. It will be helping us to get our name and our brand out there on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. So you'll be seeing more clips with the help of Opus and using AI tools responsibly here at Films in Black and White.
I will say this. Marcus told me the name of this platform 12 times, and I kept having to be like,
and he asks every single time.
I had to be kept going. So part of me wants to be like, every time we talk about it in public, I want to go, Marcus, what's the name of that again?
Just like, it's like, at one point
Opus.
I said
with
Oculus.
an I?
No, not with an I.
Opus with an E? Okay, got it. Opus with an E. So that's what we're using. No, but in all honesty, if you like the stuff you're seeing on our socials, give them a like and a follow. If you are enjoying the podcast, share us with a friend or a family member. That is the best way for us to grow and to get better. And if you're feeling generous, go over to patreon.com/films in black and white. Sign up for one of our tiers there. We are going to be doing a Patty Family Picks movie here in the coming weeks. So we got some stuff over there. But yeah, check it out. Would love to have the support. Helps us do a lot of the stuff we love to do. But gentlemen, we have a 3-step process to success. Marcus, Brian, what is that first step?
Hello.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm here to tell you to read a book. Read a book. You can go places you haven't been before. Read a book.
We talked about a book for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
see how much joy we had.
Podcast was based on books.
It was a podcast episode, was book powered. So yeah, read one. Marcus, second step, sir.
Make sure you drink some water. It's getting cold outside. People are getting ashy. The wind is coming and snatching the moisture off your elbows and your wrists and your fingers. So make sure that you drink some water. Stay moisturized. Treat yourself to the nice stuff from time to time, but drink some water, baby.
I broke out the Palmers this week.
Cocoa Butter's back, baby.
Yeah, Cocoa Butter Dream is back and live and living color in my house. For that third step, look, if you're feeling like, in addition to maybe being ashy and having some troubles with the elbows or the wrists or the knees, just give your ass some extra special love. Wash it. Just put some soap on a rope or on a washcloth and just get up in it, because it is absolutely important to do so. Take it from your man D Pig. Take care of your ass. It'll take care of you. Take care of you.
That's crazy.
Step 4 is don't let Brian type your name on the live broadcast.
Because he's now D-Pig forever.
I'm now D-Pig forever.
I was hoping nobody saw it, and then Marcus was like, D-Pig? I was like,
it was the combination it was the perfect combination of letters to make out something. So
yeah, no, it was perfect. Hey, we are going to be back next week with another outstanding episode of the podcast. But in the meantime and in the between time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We will catch y'all next week.
My hat, black hat, say Jack, bring anything back. I'm a hustler. I'm just looking for a customer. I'ma get it, rubber rain, sleet.
Young guys really ran shit for a long time.
Absolutely.
Hit on top of hit.